What is going on, guys? It's your boy Chris. Welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to be reviewing the game Reverse. It has been a while since I've been wanting to do a video like this, but I finally have better graphics and the time to actually work on this video. Now, we're going to go ahead and talk about the characters, the creatures, and what this game is. So this game is basically a Resident Evil Battle Royale, sort of. It's deathmatch. The player with the highest score wins, score points by killing enemies, and earn a kill streak bonus for even more points by killing enemies in sequence. So this game is actually pretty dope, but I have a lot of opinion towards this. Now, I have a good friend of mine named neomerge who actually did his own opinion towards this game, and I'm going to go ahead and link it down in the description, and I totally recommend that you guys check that out. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the human characters. First of all, we have a list of variety of different characters. We have Chris Redfield, for starters. He is definitely one of my favorite characters. Now, here is his skills. The Accountable Spirit, I can't pronounce that right, is basically he becomes immune for temporary and knockback. Even taking lethal damage will not kill him. His exoskeleton is another, it's basically like an electro power punch. His passive skill is he deals more damage to creatures the lower his HP gets. Now, I am telling you, Chris Redfield is one of my favorite characters. Like I said, I'm so glad to see him in this game. The problem with Chris Redfield, I will say, is that he probably should be nerfed with his Incaudible Spirit, because it does take a lot of damage, but I guess he just got nerfed as I'm editing this video. Now, the cool thing about this game is we have coin sets, which are pretty much like loadouts that you can have for each character, and each character have different skins from different games. Now, for example, I got the Resident Evil 7 skin on Chris right now. I wish Resident Evil 8 skin will come out later, probably will. We have the Resident Evil 5 skin, we have the Resident Evil 6 skin. I am telling you, I'm so hyped. Each character has their unique celebration. If you reach the top 3 out of the deathmatch mode or whatever, I honestly just have to brush off on Chris. Chris is probably the only character that I really do play, other than other characters that I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys about. Now, for his primary, he does use the USM. Now, this beauty looks awesome in gold. I do believe it does look good on its own, but I don't know. I just felt like golden, it was the way to go. It's just totally my opinion. I don't know. That's just me. The cool thing about this game is it also offers different kinds of skins. And then his secondary, we have the Dragoon. Now, this weapon is totally, like, probably the best assault rifle I've seen in Resident Evil, because it does use a lot. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some gameplay of Chris Redfield here. He looks amazing. Now, this is the playground area, and all of you guys can definitely use this. So, for his primary, just look at how much damage he does whenever you aim for the head. Now, when you aim for the head, it does 236. So, you definitely want to be using your primary a lot, especially on those long distance shots, because your secondary probably won't do as much damage. Now, although you have infinite ammo on your primary, your secondary unfortunately does not have infinite ammo. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't use it, because it does, you know, depending on your secondary, which Chris Redfield, Dragoon, does a slightly amount of damage that I think I consider pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Now, his Accountable Spirit, like I was telling you guys, he's able to take damage no matter what within the time frame. As soon as it's gone, it's gone. As you can see here, it's gone. I'm taking damage and I die. So you definitely want to make sure you use it on the right time, because if you see somebody coming around the corner trying to shoot you, pop that. Pop that. You see, you take no damage whatsoever, but as soon as it's gone, you're dead. So you want to make sure you're definitely fighting back and not just standing there like an idiot looking at this guy like, oh, you can't do damage to me. His exoskeleton power punch, like I said, it's okay. I definitely feel like he deserves a different skill, but I guess that's just the way Chris Redfield is. But now that I have Chris Redfield here, I'm going to show you guys a different kind of loadouts that you can definitely get throughout the map. Now, we have this grenade launcher that shoots the acid round, and we have a different one that shoots a flame round, which is actually pretty dope. So throughout the map, you're going to find all kinds of different guns. And right here, I kind of messed up, so just used it. And then the flame round. So now I'm going to pick up the rocket and the grenade launcher. So the rocket launcher is self-explanatory. Aim it, and it does a lot of damage. 650 damage is pretty high. I don't know how much HP each character have. I guess it really just depends on the character. So now we're going to go with the last two guns on this game, which is the grenade launcher. Oh, well, we're going to go with the electric gun first. Now, notice how the longer you hold it, the more damage it'll do. So you definitely want to hold that there. So let me go ahead and grab that gun again here in a second. So let me grab this electric gun. So if you don't hold it for long enough, it doesn't charge, and it just, I guess it'll last longer, but it doesn't do as much damage. So you definitely want to hold it a little bit longer just to do that. Now, there's virus capsules throughout the map. What the virus capsule does is basically whenever you die, you turn to multiple creatures depending on how many capsules you have. And it also depends on the map. So we're going to go ahead and go with the next character because I will be talking about the creatures later on. The next character is none other than Jill Valentine. Jill Valentine is also one of my favorite characters of all time. She is so great. I'm so glad of her new look. I did like her Resident Evil 5 look, but anyway, it is what it is. So these are some of her skills. She has a landmine, pretty self-explanatory. You place a landmine, anybody steps on it, they pretty much explode. It does do a little bit of damage, but you definitely want to use it wise. So some people, use it really separately, where they place one here and then they walk a little bit more and place another one. I tend to put them together just simply because you never know if they actually activate one or not. Now, like I was saying with these coin bases, basically it could give you different, like, human HP booster, for example. That increases my HP. So there's other kinds of stuff, durations, like extenders and stuff like that. And here are some of the skins they offer for Jill Valentine. I do hope that they offer different skins just for the fun of it. We'll see. Like, what was the other game? The one that totally did not do it as well, which was another Resident Evil game, the ones where you're playing as survivors or a mastermind. I kind of like the fact that you have packs and you have to open packs and get a different kind of item. Now, this game doesn't offer packs, so this game you just keep playing and you get as many points as you can and you spend them on whatever character you want, which is kind of nice, but I guess it is what it is. I mean, for the primary, the Samurai Edge, and then for Jill's Valentine secondary, it is a CQBR. Now, here's some gameplay for Jill Valentine. Now, Jill Valentine is definitely going to be a long distance or medium range, I guess, character. So with the Samurai Edge, she does 248 damage to the head. So you definitely want to be doing them long shots, especially if they're far away. I wouldn't recommend any body shots unless you have no more ammo for your secondary. Now, for the secondary, each bullet is 95 damage unless you keep firing, and it goes down to 75. Now, for the body shots, as you can see, it is 54. But you definitely want to be using the secondary more than your primary because it'll help you more. Now, the landmine, like I was telling you, some people would just place one and forget to put the other. As you can see there, he did not step on it. So what do? I go ahead and place another one just a few inches more, just in case if he doesn't press that one, and then he goes back to the other one. As you can see, he got hit by both of them, and he's dead. So that's what I think is you should do with Jill Valentine. You don't necessarily have to do the same things that I do. I'm just showing you the abilities. Now, her second ability is the Hot Dagger. Now, this is her flaming knife that does a lot of freaking damage. Think of it as Chris's electric punch or whatever, but it actually does more damage. So, for example, I'm just waiting here to recharge my ability here. So I'm going to go ahead and go up to him, and done. He's done. But as you can see, I didn't do that final strike with the Hot Dagger because I did a few shots on him. So you see right there, I didn't do no shots on this one, so it was there. The next character we're going to go ahead and go with is Leon Scott Kennedy. He is definitely one of the biggest characters of this franchise. He is not my favorite, but he is others' favorites. His skills are the dual wield. He basically holds two guns instead of one that can... and I think actually the ammo capacity for a period of time is pretty infinite. His roundhouse kick does a lot of freaking damage, especially if you're very close. So you definitely want to time those roundhouse kicks right, because if you miss, and then they just do damage to you. His passive is he slowly recovers HP. So, for example, this is the coin base that I have on Leon, although I don't play Leon, so I probably don't have the best perks for him. But here's some of the skins for Leon. We have his Resident Evil 2 remake police uniform, we have his casual clothes, we have his classic uniform, and the leather jacket from Resident Evil 6. Now, I do like that jacket, so I might get it. I don't know. His primary is the Matilda. I don't know what's up with these characters and small pistols, but apparently he loved this pistol because that is the gun he goes with. The Matilda just doesn't seem like a gun that I would personally use, but it is what it is. His secondary and his personal weapon will be the W870, which is a pump shotgun that does a lot of damage. Now, Leon Kennedy is the only character in this game to have a shotgun. Everyone else has a freaking machine gun. So it does give him like the unique, like it makes him unique in this sense. So let me just show you a couple gameplay about him. So for his Matilda gun, if you shoot for the head, it does a surprisingly damage of 338. Now that is surprisingly more damage than any other pistol in this game, but that's just because Leon is meant to do more damage, and I guess he's meant to do more damage than even Chris Redfield. As you can see, them shotgun shots are just overpowered, but you got to keep in mind that you have to be short distance within your character, your enemy. So this is his first skill, which is 2 pistols. As you can see, he has infinite ammo as long as the duration is on. As you know, you could just keep firing away. Here's the roundhouse kick. You definitely want to use it smart and close. You miss that roundhouse kick and you're done for. So right here, I'm using it and I quickly shoot him one shot with the shotgun and he is dead. You want to make sure that you definitely time those. The second other character on this game is Claire Redfield. One of the, I would say, characters that doesn't get enough attention in this franchise. She is Chris Redfield's sister. She is totally a badass. She is definitely one of my favorite characters. She has different kinds of skills. Her skills is the adrenaline shot. Basically, when you run out of stamina or if you're low on HP, you hit that adrenaline shot and it definitely helps you. Now, her modified alternator is basically like an electrified grenade, except it doesn't blow up. It just, you know, shocks people that are in the radius. Her passive is she dodges with the quick draw, but if you dodge with the quick draw, it'll automatically reload her quick draw pistol. Now, she is the only character in this game to have a magnum pistol, which also makes it kind of unique, which I do like. Now, I will say, if you're a beginner in this game, you definitely want to be using Claire Redfield. I'm telling you, Claire is probably like the easiest character to use, and then probably Chris Redfield. That's just my opinion. So here's the quick draw army. Looks beautiful on its own. I saw the golden one and I just did not like it. So I went ahead with the, you know, the regular skin. But I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some gameplay. And here's the personal weapon that Claire uses is the MQ-11. I personally don't like this gun. I'll be honest. I just don't like it. I don't know. I just don't. Sorry, I had to drink some water there. So here's the quick draw army. As you can see, 225 on the headshot, which is pretty decent. It's not so bad. But the problem with the quick draw army is the reload time. Just look how long it takes for it to reload. You definitely do not want to be reloading like this when you're playing as Claire. Let me show you the proper way. You know, you dodge and then you reload it quickly. You see that? Like 3 bullets left. You see, I'm shooting it. I'm shooting the rest of it. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you how you should definitely do it. I'm going to... Look at that long reload, man. So anyway, I pull the full clip. I dodge. I have the full clip again. And then if I had another dodge, I would have dodged again. And it would have automatically reloaded for you. So you definitely only want to be reloading when you have your stamina. Now, this is the adrenaline shot. As you can see, I'm taking so much damage there. So I'm getting out of there. And I'm using the adrenaline shot. It gets, you know, my HP slowly recovered. But it doesn't give you as much as a herbware. No matter how many times you wait for the skill to come back, it does not give you health. It just pretty much keeps you on that state and it doesn't kill you. So as you guys can see, I'm shooting I use the adrenaline shot to get my stamina back, and you get more stamina. So you definitely want to be using it smart with Claire Redfield. Now, this is the personal weapon. I personally, like I said, I don't like. I don't know, it's just not my style, but others may even enjoy it. I don't know. But that's for Claire Redfield. On to the next character, we have Ada Wong. I have a lot of friends that simp for her. I personally don't like her as much, but it is what it is, fam. She does get a lot of attention from the boys. So here's some of her skills. She has the pipe bomb arrow. Basically, she does like a really cool jump on the air, and she shoots like an explosive arrow. And then her somersault kick is basically like a roundhouse kick that Leon does, but it's her style. Her passive is Inspires Wisdom, automatically recovers a small amount of stamina and briefly gain the ability to dodge regardless of any other conditions when HP reaches critical levels. Now, in order for you to play Ada Wong, I would definitely say that she is probably one of the hardest characters to master. You definitely want to be an expert when you want to play Ada Wong. As you can see, I don't have any coin base because I don't play Ada. I'm just not that good at this game. I'm not. I probably will be, but hey, you never know. Here's some of the skins for Ada Wong. Now, she has her trench coat. She has her flared shirt from Resident Evil 6. Now, my favorite skin for Ada is going to be the Umbrella Chronicle Still Kicking. This just makes her look super badass, and they brought it from a game that, you know, is Loki from back in the day, and I loved it. Her standard weapon is going to be the Broom HC. Again, I don't know what's up with these people and these small pistols, but it is what it is. Her personal weapon is going to be the crossbow. Now, let me tell you something. This crossbow does do a lot of damage, but you definitely need to be skillful. Her pistol does 225 bullets to the head. I believe any other pistol does that except Claire's Magnum Quick Draw. So as you can see, any other shots in the body, just 150 to 100 damage. Now for the crossbow, you shoot the head, it is 540 damage. But the problem is that it is bolt action, so you have to keep reloading it as you go. That is the only downfall of the crossbow. Now her first ability, like I was telling you, is the somersault kick. As you can see, it is sort of like a roundhouse kick. It's just her way of doing things, you know, super fancy. Look at that backflip, yeet. Shoot her with one arrow and they're dead, bro. So when I recommend you playing as Ada, as I don't really play as Ada, I would recommend her maybe as a long distance. I honestly don't know. If you honestly have a better suggestion on how to play her, comment down in the comments. I would honestly love to see tips and tricks from other people. I would definitely love to see that. But that is Ada Wong for you guys. Next, we have Hunk, the Grim Reaper himself. He is definitely one of the other characters that I think don't get enough attention. Or I could be wrong. For the people that I know that love Resident Evil, he doesn't get enough attention. So his skills is the active cloaking. He basically becomes invisible for a short period of time. He can walk, he can run, he can shoot, and he'll stay cloaked. His assassinate skill is basically an Assassin's Creed kind of thing, where he just stabs somebody and it does pretty much good damage. So everybody tends to have a melee skill, which is, it's alright. His passive skill, he's successfully striking an enemy with assassinate while cloaked, extends the duration of active cloaking. So if you're cloaking and you kill an enemy, it'll extend your cloak, which is low-key kind of broken, because sometimes, depending on the map, you could be really invisible. Like, oh my god, you have no idea how many times people get me with the active cloak, and I'm just like, whoa, where was he from? And he was cloaked, man. So I will say Hunk is definitely one of the other characters that are hard to master. He's just one of those characters that you really need to be skilled on. Like, if you're really skilled on your game, definitely go for a Hunk, man. This Grim Reaper outfit is a freaking outfit that sweats be using. I don't know why, but they just do. Now, his personal weapon is going to be the MUP, which for me, it looks like a Smith & Wesson. His personal weapon is going to be the LE5, his all-time favorite weapon. And honestly, my favorite weapon, although I wish Chris Redfield was the one that uses his gun, but instead it's him. Now, like I said, his primary does 236. That is significantly lower than any other pistol, but is still not too bad if you ask me. Because I feel like Hunk, you know, although his guns don't do as much damage, but he makes up for it because of his abilities. His active cloaking, you can run around, like I'm telling you, this is freaking crazy. Like, depending on the map, you can actually be invisible. It's just crazy to me how you can actually get away with things. Now, his second ability is going to be the Assassinate Blade. I know it doesn't say blade, but I'm just going to go with it. So, the Assassinate Blade does a lot of damage, man. And I'm talking a lot of damage. Now, here, for instance, let's say you got a person coming to you. You're going to go ahead and do a couple shots, go towards them, and use the Assassinate button, and they're dead. The next character we're going to go with, the following characters, is going to be members of Chris Redfield's squad in Resident Evil Village, which is surprising to me that they would, you know, offer these characters that we've never, you know, met other than Village. So it's actually a nice change of pace that we get to play as other characters. Now, it just makes me wonder what kind of other characters are they going to bring into the mix. We never know. This is still under development. So his skills are his thermal night vision, which is completely broken. His flashbang, and his passive is if you stay immobile for a certain amount of time, you will become invisible, just like Hunk's active cloak. If you don't move for for a while, you do use your cloak. But as soon as you move, unfortunately, the cloak goes away. But that's just what it is. Now, his personal weapon is going to be the MA51, which is basically a 1911, but it is what it is. And then for his secondary, it's going to be this sniper rifle. He is the only character that has a sniper rifle, and I gotta say, this does a lot of damage also, as much as the crossbow for Ada, and I can't wait to show you some gameplay. So, for example, for the pistol, the 1911, it does 281, and then the rest just goes on. Now, it does do significantly more than others, I would say. Probably the same as the quick draw. I mean, I'm not quite sure. As you can see, I didn't move for a while, so my active cloak just turned on just like that. But as soon as I fire or move, it does go away. So, with the sniper rifle, it does a damage of 484. Now, it does not do as much damage as the crossbow, but I think that's simply because the freaking sniper rifle is automatic and not ball action. We gotta like wait to reload it. You know what I'm saying? So his thermal night vision, as you can see where everyone is at in the map, even through walls or objects. It is kind of crazy. So if you're like, you know what, I'm low health, there's somebody around the corner, I don't want to go there, you can go the other way. His flashbang, I feel like definitely deserves a buff. It does not do as much, you know, effect, because every time I throw it to enemies, it seems like they can still see me or they can just dodge it. So I recommend a buff for this character. The following character for Chris's squad is going to be the Canine. Now, this person is simply another version of Umber Eyes, to be honest. But anyway, here's some of his skill set. So he uses a olfactory pursuit, which is basically his wolf sense that detects where enemies are, which is pretty much the thermal vision where you can see people through objects or walls or other buildings, man, throughout the map. His other skill set is the LMG turret. He places a turret and does pretty much a little bit of damage. Now, it would have been broken if the turret did a lot of damage, but it seems like it's pretty okay. Now, I also don't really play this character too much, but I guess I would recommend it somewhat to someone that wants to play safe and is scared of people coming towards them, I guess. I don't know. So his first weapon is going to be the GL7, which is basically the Glock, and then the second is going to be the Dragoon. And let me tell you something. Each character of Chris's team is going to use the Dragoon except for Sniper Rifle, and the other character is going to come up next. So, as you can see, for the pistol, it does decent amount of damage. The Dragoon, you already know, it's the same pistol, machine gun that Chris Redfield uses. Now, for his olfactory pursuit, as you can see, he stabs himself with some sort of, I don't know what the hell he just stabbed himself with, but it gives him the wolf sense of a canine, and it tells him where people are throughout the map. It's sort of like the thermal vision, but his own version, I guess. Now, the LMG turret, I know you're wondering how much damage it does. It does 50 damage per bullet, and it is pretty long distance. As you can see, this guy's still running over there, and it tracks him through the object. That freaking laser is pretty crazy. Now, if you do place another one, the one that you placed before will be gone. Now, imagine you placing a turret and doing damage at the same time to the same person. They're instantly gone. They're instantly dead. Oh my god. Like, I definitely have a lot of opinions after I show you guys all the characters, so just wait. So the other character on Chris's squad name is Lobo. His skill set is a shoulder charge, with basically he rush forwards with a medium distance and shoulder charge, and his unload is broken, bro. His unload is basically he goes into a stance, a certain stance that he moves slowly, but his gun is infinite, and he just keeps firing away. His passive skill is when firing a weapon continuously, your damage dealt increases and damage taken decreases. So you can just literally be using your unload skill and just keep loading that damn LMG and do as much damage as you want to. It's freaking broken. He definitely needs to be nerfed. That's just my opinion. Here's some of the skins for him. Which is pretty cool that they added some Tom Clancy's Division 2 skins, but I don't really play the Division. So his primary is still going to be the Glock. I'm just going to call it the Glock. And then his secondary is going to be the LMG. Now, he is the only character that has an LMG. So, like I said, this gun is totally broken. It is a 100-round gun. So, with the pistol, as you can see, it's 150, which is pretty normal, I guess. Now, the LMG with the 100 bullets, I can just keep firing away, firing away. As you can see, my character turned red. What that means is that he's using his passive, which means that he'll take damage, he'll take less damage, and he actually does more damage too at the same time, which is, to be honest, broken, but it is what it is. Now, his shoulder charge, as you can see, is pretty self-explanatory. You go up to somebody, rush them, and you drop them and just keep firing and they're dead. Now, you can also do it to people that are firing you. It won't cancel your ability, and just drop them and they're dead, bro. They're dead. You're done. You're done. Anywho, his unload is freaking crazy. Look at this. I am taking damage, but at the same time, I'm doing more damage, and I have infinite ammo. The time duration, I feel like it's just too much. He definitely deserves a nerf, bro, but that's just my opinion. Now, the other member of Chris's squad is going to be Howl. Now, this guy is so annoying. You have no idea. And it's not even because of the drone. His skill set is basically a drone that is pretty much like this turret, like the other guy drops down that shoots people around you, except this drone follows you. But that's not the annoying part about this character. The annoying part is the sonic destruction pod, bro. You have no idea how annoying it is. Basically, what that does is whenever you place it on the ground, it shows you a radius, and if any other player goes inside the radius, it'll mess up your controls, and it'll pretty much do the opposite of whatever the controls you're doing. Let's say you're trying to go forward, and if you're in the radius, it'll actually go backwards. It'll mess up your controls. It's basically what it does. It is so freaking annoying. And although you're like, yo, it's common sense, just go backwards, blah, blah, blah. Trust me, it's not as easy as it sounds. So, with this pistol, it does the same amount of damage. I'm just going to show you guys the drone here. As you can see, the damage is pretty much 50, just like the turret, but it does follow me around. So everywhere I go, the drone will follow, and it'll cover your 6. So if you want to play this character, it'll definitely cover your 6. And the cool thing about this character is that as soon as your drone goes away, it'll be up by the time you get another drone. Like, I don't know. And then this is his sonic disruptor. It is not working on the AI, but it does show you that it makes him a little slower, but it doesn't change his direction of the way he's running. But I'm telling you, this guy definitely needs to be nerfed too. But that's just my opinion. Let me know in the comments. Now, for the last member and the last human on this squad is going to be Tundra. Now, this is the least amount of plays I've played with this character. I don't think I'm ever going to play this character. He is unique, though, I will say. He has a virus capsule decoy. Basically, those capsules that you find throughout the map that help you turn into monsters, which I will explain here in a little bit. You can place fake decoys, and if they go around it, it'll explode like a landmine. And then he has his Killer Bee shot, which is 2 pistols of toxin, and if you shoot him, it does a lot of damage. His passive is his skills become more powerful the more virus capsules he holds. So the max capsules that you can hold on your pocket is 2. So if he's holding 2, his abilities is pretty broken. Now here's some of his skins from Tom Clancy. I do like the hoodie though, I ain't gonna lie. Kind of clean. I don't know if those are some Air Juans or I don't know. His primary is going to be the Glock, and then his personal is going to be the Dragoon. I'm pretty sure you guessed it by now, I'm telling you. So let's go ahead and show you guys some gameplay. Now, the way how I recommend playing this person is whenever you pick up a capsule, I recommend putting one of those fake decoys. For example, I just picked up some ammo there. I'm going to place a fake decoy there. And the crazy thing about it is that you really can't tell the difference. The only difference that you can tell is that sometimes above the capsule, you'll see the infection or like the infected symbol. And some people will like misread that and just don't see that. So I'm like, okay, so you definitely want to be looking on that. Like when you look around for capsule, and if it doesn't have the infection symbol on top of it, it doesn't have it. It's a fake one. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You see that one there has the infection symbol? That's a real capsule. So that's how you tell the difference between the two, because of that symbol. This character is all right. I mean, I don't know. I really don't have too much. Like, look at that damage. 1260, 1200, no matter. But anyhow, we're gonna go ahead with the creatures now. For example, like I was trying to tell you guys earlier, throughout the map you are going to find capsules. What the capsules do is basically it'll upgrade you every time when you die to a different creature depending on the map. The default creature that it will turn you into, it is the fat molded. So, and as soon as you died, you will become this ugly creature, and you only have 2 types of skills. So you can, you know, just do regular damage to them or whatever, which is, I mean, I guess alright. Now, I'm telling you, I'm going to get to my opinions here in a second once I'm done showing you all the characters. But here's one of his abilities. Basically, it gives him a boost to run a little faster to try to catch up with your opponent, to whoever killed you last. Now notice how I just blew up myself. That's another skill. Now I'm gonna tell you something about this second creature. He's probably my favorite. Now in order to get this creature, you will be needing one capsule at least to get him, just so you can use him. Now he is definitely more faster. He has more agility. I feel like his health is a little bit more. Now notice my purple bar there, that is my health. Now the longer that you stay as a creature, the less your damage and HP will go down. So you definitely want to make sure that you're doing all of these skills and trying to do as much damage as you can before your health goes low or that purple meter goes low. Now the next character is going to be the Hunter V or Y, whatever the hell. Now this dude is ugly. I don't know if this dude is a freaking frog or I don't know what it's meant to be, but I guess it is what it is. Now when you playing as the frog, we're just gonna call it frog, you will need 1 capsule for this, depending on the map. Like I said, sometimes either you'll get the wolf or you'll get this person. So, or I shouldn't say person, but this freaking creature anyway. And his ability is basically he spits at you and his devour is broken. But you do need to be close range within someone, because if they dodge it, you won't catch them. But you can have full health, and if you capture someone with the devour skill, they're done. They are dead. It is freaking crazy. It does do a lot of damage. I am not a big fan of the creatures. Well, at least for the small creatures. But we're going to go ahead with the next creature. It is going to be Jack Baker from Resident Evil 7. He is honestly terrifying and probably like one of the creatures that you definitely going to see the most throughout every game. His weapon, of course, is going to be the chainsaws, man. They're fucking scary as hell. So just one of his abilities, for example, is going to be the dash. Like he does like a spinning move with this freaking chainsaw. The chainsaw scissor whirlwind. That's a long name, but whatever. But as you can see, he just does a circle there. His other ability is going to be the Welcome to the Family, which is pretty much a really dope cutscene. Now, for these characters, they have unique knockdowns, just like the frog. So, for example, when I'm using Welcome to the Family, but you have to have the cutscene. So, for example, right here, I'm doing this special cutscene. As I'm doing this, I take no damage. They can be shooting me during grenades, whatever. It won't do any damage to me whatsoever, which is pretty interesting about this game. So the next character we're going to show you is going to be Nemesis, Resident Evil 3, Jill's freaking worst nightmare. If not, I mean, I don't know. Anywho, Nemesis is probably one of the fans' favorites. I know he's my favorite for sure, other than Mr. X. Now, here's some of his skins. He's on fire. But anywho, it is what it is. So his gameplay is pretty okay. In order to get Nemesis and the other creatures from here on out, you will be needing 2 capsules. So you definitely want to be grabbing as many capsules as you want to get better creatures. Now, he does regular punches for regular damage. Now, his first ability is going to be the Preserving Tentacle. Within a radius, no matter how far you are, it'll like do a little bit of damage and throw you off a bit. His other one is a freaking rocket launcher that I was expecting that it would do more damage, but it doesn't. So the Super Tyrant is the final creature that I'm going to be showing you guys, and it does require 2 viruses capsules. As you can see, it tells you right there. His skins is totally terrifying, and I do like that they added a 1998 skin for him as well. It is so clean. I will say he's probably my favorite creature, and I can't wait for them to add more creatures in the future, like probably Mr. X, like regular Mr. X, and I don't know who else. I mean, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? So when you turn into the Super Tyrant, I mean, he is so powerful. He does so much damage. One of his skills is the Dashing Strike, which is freaking clean. Look at this. Look at this scene. Just, ugh, dad. And as I was telling you guys, the more you do that and you're like in a cutscene, you won't take any damage, which is pretty dope. So you can keep doing it, and sometimes if they have too much health, it won't do the cutscene. So you want to get them a little bit down into health, so you can definitely go for the kill. So yeah, it is pretty dope. So anyway, that is all the characters, and now I'm going to talk about my opinion. So for my opinion for this game, as you can see, they do offer a battle pass and challenges throughout daily and weekly, which gets you to play the game more and often. Now, I honestly don't know how to feel about this battle pass. I guess it's okay, but I just don't think that it's worth $10, bro. I honestly don't think it is. As a game that this is free to play, in order to get this game, by the way, you have to buy Resident Evil Village. Now, that is something that I totally agree with neomerge, because he also said that they should make this game totally free for anyone, because not only is this game still in development and totally needs some work, but that just gives them more reason for it to make it free. And Capcom was probably thinking like, hey, it's already free with Village. I mean, I think we did enough. No, honestly, make it free for everyone to play, because not everyone has Village. Not everybody not going to be able to get Village soon. You just don't know. And I feel like this is a good game to get a lot of Resident Evil fans into. It definitely needs more work. But I think for now, it isn't too bad. Now, some of my opinions, like I said, it's just my opinions. They're not facts. You don't have to agree with me. You guys can have your own opinions. You guys can definitely comment down. But one of the things I hate about this game is that you die so fast. I will die so fast and turn into a freaking creature. I honestly don't like turning into creatures. That is the one thing I hate about this game. But I do like it because it is unique, and it makes you, you know, work on your gameplay and improve in your gameplay, so you can try to stay as human as long as possible, because that is the purpose of this game. Try to stay as human as long as possible. But I feel like in the future, they definitely need to add different game modes. For example, this game mode, regular deathmatch, is okay for people that like to play human and creatures. That's totally fine. But I definitely feel like they should do like probably team deathmatch, or probably like just stay as a human, or maybe even a game match where like team deathmatch, right? Let's say it'll be human versus creatures, and you get to pick your role, whether you want to be a creature or a human. I think that would be a really good game mode, you know, for team deathmatch. Or it could be vice versa. There could be a game mode for just humans. right? Just humans, and every time you die, you just respawn as a human. Or if you really just want to play creatures, you just respawn as creatures. You know what I'm saying? I definitely feel like this game can do a lot better. This game, I would give it a 5 out of 10. It is mid because it's like enough for me to want to play it, but it definitely needs improvement. But I do acknowledge Capcom for what they're trying to do here. I do believe that Capcom can do better, and I feel like they are going to be working on it. So just give them time, and we'll see what they do throughout the, throughout the time. I honestly don't know. Other improvements that I would suggest probably is definitely rework all the characters. There are some characters that are totally freaking broken, like the LMG guy, the other guy with the Sonic Disruptor. I feel like they're totally broken. I feel like they need to fix their servers. As you can see there, I shot this guy through the wall, but he got close to me and killed me, but whatever, fool. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, there's honestly work that needs to be done. Another thing that I don't like about this game is the lobbies are pretty small. That's just simply because I feel like not a lot of people know about this game. And I feel like Capcom trying to advertise this game is like they're totally doing it the wrong way. I feel like the best way to get people to actually play this game is like make it free for everyone. Make it free for everyone. Let everybody download it if they want. Like, I honestly feel like that's the best tactic when it comes to anything in business. Like, how do you make people try something? How do you make people try your product? Make it free. Make the game free, or make the first product free. Let them play throughout the time, and if they enjoy it, add in some stuff like the battle pass. You guys are already charging for battle pass for $10 for the battle pass. You guys can add different things like the skins. Unfortunately, the skins are different, and depending on which skin you want, you will have to buy separate, which I find kind of dumb. That's why I kind of like the other game, the Resident Evil game, like Survivors and Mastermind, because they had packs, and there's, you can buy credits, but every time you play the game and you get credits or whatever, you can buy packs, and then it'll unlock a certain costume or emo even, or a skin for your gun, which I feel like this game should have, but I could be the only person that honestly thinks this way. But other than that, I mean, I honestly can't think of any other opinions or reasons not to play this game. I definitely recommend it to any other Resident Evil fan. I can't wait to see what they're going to offer in the future. I really would like to see other characters. I wonder if they will add like Wesker as a creature, or Shelva Alamar as a human. I mean, Barry, Rebecca. There's just so many freaking characters and different things that this game can definitely work on. And I believe in Capcom. I'm not gonna like lose hope on Capcom. And let's just see what happens. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I am dying off of breath. I'm gonna drink some water. Subscribe. I'll see you guys till next time. Gracias.